As a viewer really missed something, Arc just hugged Trev. That never happened in 20 years of Trev's life so far. Jester, Trunk, and Cordelius are banned out on the right-hand side here. They do have the first pick and banning out a lot of tank counters regardless. Interesting to me, as usually you want to pick up tanks and throwers as last pick. They're going to go in with it and start their draft with Shade.
I can confirm Arc did do that, by the way. It was a little bit odd. His hands were quite warm on my back. It was
too much information.
Maybe a little bit too
warm-blooded. Good to know.
Yeah, well. Shade coming in first then on Super Beach. It's a very, very good brawler on a map like this where you can get the, kind of just running through the walls over and over again. Yes, it can get broken up, but it still takes a while for like an entire map break to really go and take effect. So I think Shade's a good shout early on. I think Crazy Raccoon will have some good answers, so no surprise to see the Sirius banned out and M's going to come in first. We saw Zeta Division ripping this one earlier on Dueling Beetles and it works an absolute treat.
Well, Shade's a good deterrent of Ziggy, so if it's not picked up by Crazy Raccoon, that'd be a lovely little pairing on the side of Insomnia. It's just that brawler which I'm really kind of looking out for this month. It's bigger, heavier hitter brawlers kind of taking the mantle in terms of the bans. Stu going to have, of course, the potential breakthrough gadget. Speed zone is still very, very strong and prevalent, but on this kind of map, it can really just open up that entire side. I think Ruffs would also be not a bad shout to consider to have that on those little L walls on each side of the map too, and can be combined, especially with the Shade. That could be a really, really good hypercharge moment.
Insomnia really wanted that Shade. You can see that in the bans already. Trunk usually the best counter to it. On the left-hand side, we now decide to just open up the map with that. Stu is going to help against Shade, who can clip through walls, of course, as well. Willow's still left open. And for me, one of the best brawlers on Super Beach. Let's see if she's actually going to be picked up later on. Of course, in a broken open map, you don't really want to have a thrower. Max is going to come in first, as here the mid-brawler. Left-hand side, I assume you usually play Stu on the right-hand side, so Ems and Stu both side lanes. They still need a mid themselves. The overdrafted Spike comes in once more, as Ark called him earlier. Spike is just that pick when you don't know what else to pick. He's just fine everywhere.
Ark just hates everything, I swear. Like, is there actually a brawler that you actually like in this game? Piper and Rico.
And it's not a Piper matter, right?
Yeah, like he hates everything. His bow hate will, it never ceases to amaze me how much he hates that brawler. But I think this might be the most East Asian thing I've ever seen from the side of Insomnia. Max, Shade, and Spike is a very East Asian thing. Colt gonna come in then for Tensai. Clearly wanting to rip these wall breaks really early on. Silver bullet straight through the walls and just make sure the Shade can't do so much work.
Not really liking this accusation of being a boomer right now. I'm a very positive person.
Hating on the accusation of being a hater.
I'm just simply a glass half.
What's the male equivalent?
Kind of guy,
what's the male equivalent of Karen?
Arc.
There you go. There you go. It is by definition.
I'm surprised we not also see a Pierce, for example, on the left-hand side now. The M's is going to struggle a tad bit with that open map, but let's see how things are going to go down here. First map here for Crazy Raccoon versus Insomnia.
Yeah, well, good breaks early on. Milkray already had his super there and pretty much just used it to break down a bit of that back portion of the map as well as his right-hand side. He's going to be having a field day on the right-hand side if Shade does want to challenge him, and I'm sure he doesn't really want to go up to the M's at the moment. So just sitting back, nice little burst through the wall there. Clearly not using the knockback, he's just taking the shot through the wall. Tensai still holding a super, and Milkray doing a good job once more, breaking up some more walls with the silver bullet. Speed eventually being used by Wahochi, but doesn't get them very far.
Yeah, Koga's going to struggle now on this right-hand side. Long arms will connect with Tensai, but that's a gadget which is going to have a cooldown, and it's going to depend now on Mochi to be able to try to clear up some of these scraps. Does so quite nicely there onto Milkray. Tensai now taking some taps, but it's just him again on this defense. Hypercharge super coming in now as well, and ball pushed far and clear. I think not much more than that until they can regain and gap themselves towards this defensive line.
Hyper super available already here as well, and Milkray just going slightly too aggressive on Wahochi in the previous interaction, kind of pushed them a bit further back in the map, eventually gaining some of it back now with Tensai doing a great job of getting up the map. Koga pops super, not going to use the hypercharge just yet, and he gets absolutely destroyed by all three members of CR. If Moy can get a super now, this is going to be dangerous for Insomnia.
Yeah, Tensai is got to be cautious here. If he can get, I was going to say like a little slide through angle there, but Wahochi was on it. Definitely not out of the woods. They've got to keep this pressure on here as Koga again trying to create some space on his right-hand side. Getting tacked up big time there by Milkray as well. And now Tensai should be able to make some space past the Moya. And an easy breezy goal to start things off for Crazy Raccoon.
Just burning the clock there a little bit as well, making sure that there's not too much time for Insomnia to try and mount a comeback, but they do have this hypercharge coming in, and Moya going to pop a hypercharge, but nice. Didn't get a super in time. I think he was expecting to find a few more connections. Kogi gets another super as well, and it's just Wahochi on the offense. Sorry, Milkreo on the defense, and Wahochi inevitably going to be able to walk that one in. The Shade hypercharge just so good when you eventually get it.
This is huge. Koga just going to continue the assault here onto Moya, and Moya can't do much. Oh, a nice little gadget towards the end. But CR now, depending upon getting some space towards his overtime as Tensai just going through the map with the hypercharge. Exactly what he has to do there, because once those walls go down, shots can land in your goal against all odds very quickly. And now it's down to Insomnia to have to defend this, and that was almost a bit of an open there. I was a bit curious as to whether Tensai might go for the shot.
Yeah, Max and Spike stacking nicely with that hypercharge, but he gets a bit of supercharge out of that, obviously, but nothing too much more. Speed available for Hochi once more, and he'll provide it straight away. Milkreo just getting ran down, and Tensai trying his best to kind of maintain this space that he got for his team. Great clips from Milkreo as he bounces back out of spawn. Moya just running it down, and he's doing so much right now. Koga will fall, and Wahochi, the only one left. Moya finds the goal, and that's going to be the game going CR's way. Seemed like there was a few chances there for Insomnia, really. Notably that one where he kind of just narrowly survived back in spawn with the M's to get that second goal. But really nice stuff from CR to bounce back, and the Colt doing a lot of work.
Yeah, but if you watch that game back, you know, it's like that wasn't a 96% to 4%.
Oh, yeah,
kind of,
definitely.
It's definitely much closer than that. And Insomnia did really well to kind of make some moments for themselves here. I think that this could be still a game for themselves. The max speed coming in. Koga's still very dangerous. This Brawler, who's a very new player as well, it must be said this year. So already, Gene is going to, a ball could have almost trickled. Very close there for Insomnia, but no cigar for that attempt. And now CR going to reset.
I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like I haven't even seen the spike in this game, to be honest with you. Like, he's just been getting absolutely destroyed by Moya on this left-hand lane and doesn't really want to step out to the right-hand side because Shade doesn't seem to be having the best time against the M's. Tensai gets his super and dashes back, but won't be able to get it again just yet. Nice break coming in there, and Wahochi's so low after getting hit by that silver bullet. Tensai trying to find the pinch now, going aggressive, has the super breakthrough used, and Moya pushing up, needs his super now to score.
Oh, Tensai missing those shots, and that super could have been really perfect timing. There it is into the back pocket. Lovely there from Tensai. And well earned towards it. I was worried for him, to be completely honest. If he didn't get that, that wouldn't have happened. So good stuff from him. But now the response from Insomnia, the hypercharge with the max coming forward was now Moya popping super there as well to try to slow the advance. And Koga will just about fall. Moya's the only man on defense, and Wahochi seals it.
Yeah, no knockback there for Moya. He's got the other gadget in hand, so hypercharge now being used by the spike coming through from the Koga as well, and that could surely be a goal. They're absolutely walking over the Moya. Is going to go down, and it's just Tensai to... Oh, he's managed to get it off the line. Gene now trying to push this one in, but I thought that was surely a goal.
I thought that was surely a goal, but I think it just might have been a fantastic defense from Tensai, honestly. I mean, you said you couldn't see the spike. I mean, that was a big moment that Insomnia really needed to capitalize down on better, because that was a game in the bag there. But now CR have got another chance at life.
I mean, he's going to have a bit more of an okay matchup when the map's a bit broken up on this right-hand side, but still Tensai coming around the back, making some space and making moves with his hypercharge. But in the end, they're back into the same position they were before, and Koga going to come in with the super here, and Moya searching for a super of his own to try and survive it now. Insomnia really low, and this is a time where CR need to punish. There's the silver bullet. Tensai can surely walk this. Moya will pinch around the side with his super. And that, I think, is going to be the set. Really nice stuff there from CR to close it out. Very back and forward, to be fair. Not as dominant as I thought it was going to be. I will say the moments definitely came from the Shade, just kind of bouncing in with his hypercharge and making moves. Other than that, it was a very kind of CR constantly on the aggressive set.
I love the max pick, though, honestly, for Insomnia. I think that was the very thing which was able to catalyst the comp, and especially with the Shade, which I thought was going to really struggle otherwise. That was the main thing that gave them at least a chance, at least a shot in the dark there, potential. But for CR, I mean, they are just still looking solid, as we'd expect to see.
They had more than a chance. They had an opportunity in both games to secure that second goal prior to overtime, but neither of them really came through. I think it was by something like 45 HP in the first one, and then in the second one, I felt like it should have been a goal regardless. But yeah, they performed super well, but it's just CR.
Honestly, they banned for the Shades. They really wanted to pick that Brawler up. They enabled him with the max. They built their whole comp around this Brawler, and he did fairly well. He had the most kills on his team, but was just not enough. To build a whole comp around this brawler and then not do better, I don't know. Crazy Raccoon, as you said, they had control for most of the map here. It was only a couple of breakthroughs here, as we see in this highlights as well. Moya almost able to defend, but in the end, he just doesn't have the DPS to kill the Shade and Max, and that was the goal that we've seen from Insomnia.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's nice work from Crazy Raccoon to get those goals that they did get. I feel like, as I said, a couple of times Insomnia maybe should have been able to close out the goals a little bit earlier on and stop the games before it was getting to those stages. But in the end, CR come out on the set. I think it's as expected. Obviously, not as much as the 96% to 4 that the public predicted, but I think, you know, like, CR are going to continue winning, but it's going to continue to be close.
Yeah, one thing I'll say is that looking back to that previous matchup, we saw SKC lose that first set even much more convincingly so, and they were able to bounce back. It's going to be a real test, though, for Insomnia to do so under these circumstances. The bands in being the Doug, the Ollie, and the Sirius, as well as the Charlie, the Jaeyoung, and the Jin. The first pick of Pierce, which I absolutely love coming through now. RT going to be left open here as well. It's a Pearl map that I can get behind somewhat. You know, it's like the best place for her. I'm not a big fan of it, but it can work alongside like things like Angelo, things like Eve. That left-hand side lane with the water going to be quite key for those kinds of brawlers.
This is such an East Asian draft. In EMEA, every single time you have Brock, Benz, Eve, Angelo, those three are just the best on the map like this one, because you can either walk over water on the left-hand side or break open the map right coming out of spawn. And there is Angelo also picked up. So at least they are following somewhat the rhythm that we know. Pierce on the right-hand side, yes, of course, he's kind of strong, but honestly, I really prefer the Angelo on the map like this. And you just have so much more space to work around to dodge those incoming shots. Brock now as well. Okay, Crazy Raccoon is following the EMEA strat right now. We just have those two brawlers that give your team a bit more space to actually make it into the middle where the fight goes down.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, it kind of double commits. Like, if you've got a Brock, you don't need the Angelo, and if you've got an Angelo, you don't need the Brock because you can just go across the water. Yeah, this is true. Yeah, that's a good shout. I mean, there's still, you know, possibilities of them being able to break up this wall. I think, you know, we see occasional nannies picked up on this map, but it just takes a while to get your peep, and then you have to waste it on breaking the wall instead of going, you know, the different route and going for the aggression. But Ali is going to come in. And I mean, that is a really strong brawl, and it's right. It gets a little bit caught out in the mid when there's no bushes and, you know, the map starts to get even smaller, but going to be able to go across the water. And as he said, without the Brock on their side, it's going to be in need of something that can do just that. But, you know,
if it was SA, it was Juju, but since we're in East Asia, we get Ali.
It's a bit of a wild pick, not gonna lie.
Take it Eve.
I mean, I think that there's safer brawlers for sure than the alley. They could back it up with a Byron or something to be able to give it more survivability. That's the only thing. The Max
or just Max.
Or close the gap. I mean, it's yeah.
You don't love it.
The Pierce is my favourite brawler in that comp. The Pierce is my favourite brawler in that comp for sure. No doubt about it. RT, yeah, it's the brawler which I kind of always expected to be seen a bit early on here, but. Yeah, I mean, the CR are playing this much safer, and I think there's got to be something said to that. I feel like the Pierce definitely is their biggest attribute on the side there of Insomnia, but the Ali and the Max, you know, it's something which could put CR in a corner, but it's going to be very hard to pull off.
What we see very often at the moment also is Bow, because you just get your supers a lot earlier, and really Knockout is just waiting for your whole team to get a super, or waiting for the smoke to come in for RT and Ali to do super well on a map like this one. We'll see who gets their supers first. We'll see who gets Knockout. I really want Insomnia to at least take a set. Come on, guys.
We can only hope. And very aggressive start for Jean here, trying to push up to this bush and make some moves. But I think as expected at this point in the game, when you're against 3 range holders, it's going to be really tough to make any moves for the entirety of Insomnia. They're going to break up a bit of that grass as well. And the more grass, the more map that's always very low there, has to retreat all the way back with that phase shift. The more grass that gets broken up, the harder time Jean's going to have as well.
Jin needs to open some space, but against the RT, I mean, that's someone that can just drop legs on you at any moment in time. Tens are going to try to evade from doing that until the later stages. Oh, Wahochi, got to be very cautious there, as the Incinerary of that Brock almost sealed his demise there. And a very tough spot for somebody to get out of here, unless you're, of course, the alley on the right-hand side. And Jin knows he's got to try to come forwards here, show himself. Not sure it's a good play, but nonetheless, as these pushes go down to the rocket fuel of Milk Rio, there's going to be less places to hide.
I mean, he's either left or right now. That's about as far as he's going to get, and now he's probably just going to have to go right because the left-hand bush is broken as well. They're all so low, and Jean's burning. He's going to go down, and Koga should follow suit. And I mean, yeah, I'm not even going to say anything. Arc Taker.
You don't have to, mate. You don't. You say enough as it is. You say enough as it is on the desk. It's a nice moment where Trav is once in this weekend quiet. Yeah, but it's tough, isn't it? For Insomnia here, they're trying to make some things work, and this is why I say about the RT. This is why Ali's going to be really struggling against that, and they've just got to try to get a better matchup. And this is a bit of a speed run now. That's already a set. I can tell you from home, Trav is not looking happy. And you call me the grumpy one.
Listen.
Listen.
You complain about brawlers, all right? A lot. I complain about what we're seeing right now. Like, just
what
really...
would you do in that position? What would you change? How can you turn this one around?
Probably just not pick Ali.
Just not pick. Well, that's already been done.
Yeah, I know. But, like, I don't think you can change it. I think that's the issue. They broke up the map. I mean, they broke up the map so fast. Ali couldn't go anywhere other than a singular right bush. And then she's just doing nothing, you know? She can't even jump over the RT's legs. She's guaranteed to die whenever she goes anywhere near them. And it's a 3v1 already. Insomnia just... I don't even know what to say about the draft, but it's just really not going well for them. I mean, we're Hochi dodging brilliantly here, to be honest with you, but the more time he survives, the more time they've just got to cycle out these gadgets and break more of the map.
This is the thing, like, now that CR just taking care of business so early on, they can just absolutely farm him. And Wahochi has already used a gadget that's got a cooldown. That might not be something that's best to utilize in a 1v3. You kind of want to just keep that in the back pocket. You kind of want to die faster in that scenario, really. And now, CR coming in with 2 supers, and then I'm sure Milk Rare is not far behind either.
Yeah, and he just used his gadget as well, so he's going to be recycling that already throughout that walk-up period as well, where there's a bit of a lull in fighting, and it's just one round they need, and they're already back in spawn. Ali's got one bush that she can jump out of in that situation. Now getting to the left-hand side, but that's going to be broken as well. They're doing a good job of actually pushing them back. 10 size so low, but they actually get a trade in there, a really nice one at that as well. This is where they can thrive, where Gene's in the bushes, but he's actually going to go down, makes it a 1v1. Can Moya get this kill? Wahochi trying to survive, super there. I mean, they managed to win that too. Like, everything went as well as it can for Insomnia, and they still lose. That's the set going CR's way, and I think that might be the most dominant set of knockout I've seen in a very, very long time.
It's so funny watching you flustered. It really is.
It's rare. It's rare as well. This is the issue. It's so rare that I'm like this. It's through watching, you know, gameplay and drafts, but like, I understand. Take risks. You're 96% down in terms of predictions. You're definitely not the favourites in the game. Take risks. But this might have been just a slight stretch.
You know, maybe don't leave the Brock and the Angela open, and then don't pick them up. It was a bit of a draft issue here. A very quick set towards Crazy Raccoon. They're now 1 set away from making it to the semi-finals, and going even further on their path towards the Brawl Cup. Crazy Raccoon is looking strong today, but at this point it's kind of hard to tell if they're also going to be able to beat some bigger teams, because Insomnia might just not put enough up against them.
Yeah, you take it.
Trav is going to get back around to us in just a moment in time. He's going to take a little short sit down and rethink his life. But yeah, tough scoreline there, 0-2-0 for Insomnia. And yeah, Moira on 6 as Anjo is really commendable as well. It just feels like for the 3 teams that are still in contention, waiting to see what happens.
This. They're probably more sad than I am watching.
They're probably starting to realise that maybe their Brawl Cup hopes now, and their hope that Crazy Raccoon will fall in the quarterfinals is looking less and less likely.
I mean, listen, it is sad, and you're going to be sad as well because it's a Bo first pick arc. So I know you love that brawler.
I don't mind. It's just
not
right.
true. Like,
it's just okay.
Yeah, I mean, well, ban-wise, the Finks, the Ruffs, and the Lou from the side of Insomnia. Over the other side, Draco, Grey, and Sirius. So no surprise, Crazy Raccoon are getting, you know, the Grey out of the way, especially Draco as well. These more kind of cheesy brawlers TPing into the mid and giving themselves a chance. That's why I understand that. If I was Insomnia, I'd 100% be reaching towards that as well. So nice to see them ban that out. Chester, good brawler. Penny as well has got that range. I like the bow. You're going to be able to charge a lot of supers. The mine's really solid as well. When you know you have to push onto the zone, there's this, you know, possibility of 8 mines chilling on it.
And pair the bow with, for example, a Draco. You're just going to have him sitting in the back, getting his super eventually, and then Draco just clear sweeps whoever tries to stand on that zone in the middle. With the Penny, they basically have a thrower now on the side lanes. Ring of Fire has that little L where you can place in your turrets. Does a fairly good job there. Chester one of the most common first picks overall because he's just solid into anything at the moment. Amber now coming in. Really like that brawler at the moment, especially in hot zone. She just covers so much ground. She's very often picked up into Finks, a good counter to him. We don't have Finks here, so I don't know. Amber is fine. She wouldn't be what I would have picked up.
Where is Pierce?
Exactly.
Where is Pierce? This is kind of wild.
It can still be there. It can still
Well,
be there.
it needs to hurry up. I mean, to get to this stage in the draft already, in this kind of map
Nobody
is
picked him up yet.
kind of wild to me. Yeah. Still time. There's still time.
Still time, Mark. There's still time.
There's gonna
Got the
be
last
more
pick
to
of Crazy
snow.
Raccoon. Trust the process. If they like Arc, they'll pick Pierce.
That's the logic.
Yeah.
How much they like me.
They probably won't pick it then, will they? Because I can relate to that. But yeah, no, listen. I like the bow. The Amber's, going to be able to get a lot of supers, cover a lot of ground with her supers as well. Kenji, super aggressive. I mean, do you want to go aggressive into Chester? Me personally, not really. But, if you're attacking Penny, you're going to feed a lot of supers, but you're going to get a lot of kills. Meeple there as well. Going to be able to stun out the Kenji a little bit better. Listen, don't love it, don't hate it, it's okay.
Meeple didn't show up in Scream even once. That is so interesting.
All right, so we hate it then.
So we're all on board. Everyone's united.
Nice, we're just hating. Yeah, the viewers can enjoy this match themselves, right? We're just gonna see who wins it in the end.
Manchester Meeple, immediate wall break, immediate bush break rather, and I mean, there's just going to be nowhere to hide now with the Amber as well. It's just okay. I'm just kind of surprised still with the Pierce being just really, really good on this particular map to not show its face, but I don't necessarily hate either side.
Yeah, it's fine for me. Nice bow totem being placed early on then from Hochi. Surely going to be able to get Jean and him some super. Koga already in an aggressive position. Doing a good job against Milcreo, to be fair, but he's just getting pinched down by Tensai and his teammates aren't there to be able to stop that from happening. Gets a good dash through, a few heals off it as well. Moya pushed back and Jean will break down this right side. Stop Penny from being able to at least invisibly put turrets there.
Well, both sides looking pretty decent so far. Very little between them. CR now getting a bit more set up and putting some bow mines in a nice way there, not overstepping themselves. And the Penny Mortar start to rain down, potentially help. Oh, that's actually going to be a placement that's going to cause some damage and a stun to it. Good knockback there then from Tensai. Not going to be running the Manchester Meeple gadget, so trying to do his best to be able to defend against that Kenji, but it still didn't work out.
Yeah, well, Penny Mortar placed on the right-hand side now. Tensai's going to throw a super and a hypercharge of his own down. Surprising to see him with the hypercharge so early on, but gets a kill in there as well. Really nice stuff. Wochi and Jean forced to run back. They've had a good game so far, to be honest. Insomnia, they've been looking much better in terms of percentage on the zone, but Crazy Raccoon quickly catching up with them now. Koga around the rear. Not in the matchup that I'm sure he would want. A Meeple there with the knockback. Milcreo also going to be straight on top of him now and get the kill. Moya falls down in the front lines as Jean gets the kill, but the Penny Mortar's still there and still doing such a good job. Yeah,
the Penny pick, I'm really starting to warm to in a lot of maps. Double swoosh. This is just, and now Moya's going to hypercharge one at that, and it's going to just do so much. I think for Insomnia now, despite themselves being very neck and neck, they're going to struggle as Tensai is going to be just controlling that right-hand side lane to protect it.
Milcreo doesn't use his hypercharge there, throws out a normal shot instead. I think he might have evaded that fire as well, and I think the hypercharge of the Meeple did absolutely nothing. Still close in percentage now, but a hypercharge turret survives on the right-hand side. Hypercharge ready to go for Milcreo as well. It still holds on to it, waits for a better moment to try and use it. Mines being placed, and that'll hold them back for now. Hypercharge being used by Tensai allows them to kind of scale across this water and through these walls on the left-hand side. Koga trying to get the percentage up as much as possible, but Milcreo now pops the hypercharge, gets his super along the way, finds some good shots on the Brock, but they're still down on the bow, sorry.
Perfect amount of timing though for CR here. Tensai low. Oh, but look at that. An immediate relegation of Koga. I'm loving the way that these Meeple gadgets of the Rage Quit are stunning enough time to allow the hypercharged Penny turret to land the mortar on the map. And now it is a moment that Insomnia are going to have to full reverse sweep. And on any other day, I'd probably say that could still happen. But today I'm feeling like I haven't seen enough from Insomnia to really warrant it being a possibility here.
I think that's the best game, honestly, we've seen from them. And it was, pretty close, and they looked decent throughout it, but Kenji is just going to be constantly feeding the amount of supers we've seen from, Penny, the hypercharge so early on, Chester had so many, Meeple's been doing a good job with so many hypercharges, and down goes Bo already. This is a much better start for Crazy Raccoon, and they finished better in the last one too.
I like that full commitment there from Tensai and Moya to really focus on the top left. allowing themselves an opportunity to focus all their attention on Kenji, who's trying to flank them. But now Koga gets back some map potential here. If you look at this right-hand side, goes immediately there into Tensai. They're going to find a connection on the super side, but these bone mines are now set up in a nice spot for Insomnia to take the lead.
Mines and Kenji in this bush, and he gets another one as well. Koga popping off in this second game. Tensai trying to get up the map, just going round the mines rather than fighting through them. You're going to use a hypercharge, get into the side of the wall here. Penny turret placed down, and this is when Crazy Raccoon should start to establish themselves. But a really good lead set up by Insomnia now. Might be too much for them to catch.
Oh, Tensai is playing with fire here. He really is. Now he will literally burn down to fire, rather ice with the skin that's in motion. But still, I feel like Insomnia have got some great potential here to make a good comeback and at least get a game on the board. If Tensai can get this down now, landing some shots into Coke potentially. The swipes, though, are really quite nice. Now the poison should trickle him down, and Magria should have made these mines. But in the meanwhile, Wojci's just been sitting on that zone, and CR are just way behind.
I mean, Tensai died to a mine there as well. More mines on it as well. This should surely be a game to Insomnia. Starting to fight back down, though. Gene going to go down, and this might be where it all starts to crumble. Mine's going to be there again, and Tensai once more gets on top of that and gets stunned out. Moya pops the hypercharge, throws it aggressive. Koga trying to get one of his own, but Milkro throws his out, cycles it too, and Koga will fall. Moya narrowly surviving, and there's a chance for CR here.
This could genuinely happen, but it's going to be a pitch-perfect defense. Koga coming in, not going to find too much on the swipes, but now the knockback is there, 97%, it's still climbing! Insomnia just about getting in the nick of time, but this is so close. Insomnia are fighting for their lives!
Well, you know, CR started that one strong. I think it was 30% to pretty much zero, and then they didn't get anything until the last push at the end. But if they can almost bring that back, imagine if they have a bit of a better start in that circumstance. Really good from Insomnia, though. This might be the start, and it's giving a lot of teams hope right now.
Well, Koga and Milkrio. Milkrio gets the stun. That's the perfect thing to find, isn't it, in the RNG? Now continuously getting aggressed. Tensai should be able to win this interaction, though, but got to time it to ensure that he doesn't miss the shot. Nice composure from him. It puts him back onto the zone as Jin still continuing to aggress his left, and Moya will fall from it. So good positioning now from Jin. The rage quit from Tensai, though. They're going to do too much. Look at that. It's sort of got full control yet again.
Yeah, Bowmine's thrown out, and the super thrown out, though they've used quite a lot there. Milkro just trying to bait out this last mine, and does. Now the penny turret's established up top as well. Koga gets stunned, unfortunate for him, but a good super at the right time for Milkro. Gene falling super low now as well, and Mohochi having to back up, just giving them a bit of time on that zone. Wants to heal all the way.
Tensai now going to struggle here on his own. Getting some good taps nonetheless. Now that reinforces himself right into the mix, goes down immediately, but does buy a little bit of time. But still, Insomnia persistent on this zone. Hypercharge now from Tensai. These shots have got to land. One of the three, two of the three now do, and that's a swift takedown the Koga. Very important, because that is the man that's making all the plays. Boat Mines now, hypercharge, but Moya sees him coming. He'll be getting another turret for his time as well, but time is ticking against Crazy Raccoon as now Insomnia approach 80%.
I mean, Koga's just getting so much of this zone, but here comes CR. Hypercharge turret being placed on the right-hand side from Moya. Still one mine just lurking there on the right in terms of hypercharge, and another two to the right of that. Milkrea will walk straight onto them, but somehow get hit by neither. Tensai got hit by that hypercharge super of Koga, and this might be another start of a comeback for CR. Keep trying to keep them off. He's going to burn down as well on the back, Gene, and the penny hypercharge will force Koga to stay away from that wall.
That bought so much time because Gene was so low, and the poison just slowly trickling down to the spawn cycle being against Insomnia's favor. Now Crazy Raccoon on 90%. One final push potential here for Insomnia to go in on this. It's still Tensai lurking on this left-hand side. Gene's too low to be able to contest it. It's going to be Crazy Raccoon. They'll lock themselves in for Brawl Cup.
I mean, what a moment from there, but they've ruined so many people's days along with it. Insomnia couldn't get the job done. They started just a little bit too late. Almost got it there, but a nice comeback in that last game from CR to be able to close this one out and head to Brawl Cup. What a moment for them. It really is, joining Zeta Division in this kind of prestige. And these are the two teams that we expect to be representing East Asia, and no doubt that they're the top two at the moment.
I do have to correct you there. Crazy Raccoon almost locked in for World Cup. If Fennel wins it all today, they still have a chance. But that means they first need to win their next quarterfinal, and then they need to beat Crazy Raccoon themselves. So they have it in their hands, still need to win the grand finals. For Crazy Raccoon, this is the biggest win of the day. They are basically locked in. I think they're like 2 points away or something like that. But yeah, very well played. I really thought INSOMNIA would actually take this one. They came so close, also in that second one, 81%. But it just wasn't quite enough to beat the world champion, I guess.
I mean, it's going to be so hard to get it done. To be fair, you know, they had moments. Brawl, they had a couple of moments where they scored. They probably should have won a couple of those hot zone games as well, where they were so far up. I think it was 80% to 20 in one of them, and like that